This lead journey has truly been a gift. It's been an incredible year of increased self-awareness, learning, and development. I was thinking about Tasha Urich's visit to OLB recently and just how right she is about our own level of self-awareness. I thought I was pretty self-aware when I started this journey. So when I received the Enneagram results and 360 feedback, nothing shocked me. I'm an Enneagram type 6, a loyalist. I lovingly call it the worrier. I will worry about anything and everything. If you guys have a worry, just give it to me. I'll take it. I love it. It's really served me well in a lot of areas. I come from a long line of worriers, so not shocking to me. The 360 feedback, it showed a common theme that people appreciate that I'm a results driver. I know how to get things done. Again, worry has served me well because I know how to put a project plan together. I know how to plan for every worst case scenario anyone could ever imagine. So it wasn't shocking to me. But one thing stood out to me in the feedback, and it was a very kind comment that someone had written about how I played a part in their development journey and how I take the time to help any way that I can. And I thought, wow, I wish that had been the common theme in the feedback. Because while driving results is a really important skill to have, don't get me wrong, the good stuff in life to me is whether you're making a difference to people and you're living a life where compassion's leading the way. And I found out in a big way this year that I wasn't fully living by that compassion philosophy at home, here at work, or even with myself. I had a series of events that converged on me like a perfect storm. I created a storyline of my lead journey, outlining the highs and lows of each event that impacted me and that's helping to shape me. And this is what it looks like. When I reflect on this timeline, I'm now able to see how compassion was all around me, even when I wasn't ready to receive it. Because I had no self-compassion, I chose to listen to stories in my mind instead. I did what I do best. I listened to all the worry. And it didn't serve me well in that purpose because I ended up in a downward spiral. It was all I could do to really get out of bed in the morning. I had zero resiliency. I had no energy. I was numb and I felt paralyzed, and the only feeling I could really feel was guilt because I felt like I wasn't being a good partner to my husband, Mike. I would come home every night with no energy, and he was left to take care of everything, including me. I shared my feelings of guilt with Mike, and how do you think he chose to respond? He chose to respond with compassion. And during our conversation, I was admiring him on how he's able to prioritize and live by his values. And I started to piece together for myself how I'm not doing that for me. I'm choosing not to live by my values. I say faith and family first, but I wasn't practicing that. I chose worry instead of faith, and there's only room for one. Faith or worry, you get to choose, and I was choosing the wrong one. I chose to come home every day. I have spent all of my resiliency and all of my energy at work with nothing left in the tank when I got home, wearing everything from work like a weighted blanket, and I was putting my family second. After the conversation with Mike, I have yet another encounter with compassion at the next lead session. We walk into the room and there's hundreds of pictures lying around on the floor. And part of our work that day was to choose one photo that spoke to our leadership philosophy. And guess who shows up to the party? this guy. Now, I'm not Catholic, but in my mind, this man is a model of compassion. And when I saw this photo, I was flooded with emotion again. And I thought, how can you fully express compassion towards others if you don't have any compassion first for yourself? This picture now sits at my desk as a constant reminder of the journey that I'm on. And when I think back to the results driver feedback, I'm also reminded of a conversation I had with one of my team members where he shared he doesn't really feel like he knows his teammates. And how in that moment, it made me sad because it was a shining example of how I was choosing results over people. Because you see, Q&A had come. We had priorities and bold goals, and we had dollars to go achieve, and it was heads down, let's get to work, go, go, go. Business first. But what would it have looked like if I had just taken some pauses during that time period for fun and for some team building and to just check in with the team to see how they were doing, how were they feeling, putting people first. Constant demands and pressures, it really takes a toll on a leader's well-being, and it impacts our ability to express compassion for others and for ourselves. And in a year where we have numerous priorities and bold goals to get after again, I ask you, what would it look like to lead from a place where people come first over timelines and results? Which do you choose every day? Business first or people first? Thank you.